The scariest animated movie of all time starts with a warning. Before we even see the main character, we see a crime. A pair of skeletal metal hands are dissecting an old doll. They turn it inside out, stuff it, and remake it to look exactly like a specific little girl. Then, the doll is released into the world through a small window. This isn't just a toy. This is a spy. The trap is set before the movie even begins. We move to the Pink Palace, a gloomy, dying house under a gray sky. We see the movers struggling to bring furniture into the old building. Then, we see an old lady struggling to climb the stairs. And finally, we are introduced to our protagonist, Coraline. Notice the immediate contrast here. Reality is portrayed as exhausted, heavy, and physically painful. Coraline is a child full of life, but she is trapped in a place that feels dead. This dull color palette is intentional. It represents Coraline's boredom and loneliness. Coraline decides to explore the garden holding a dowsing rod, a stick. While she is walking alone in the fog, the atmosphere changes. She hears a noise. She looks up and sees a rock falling. She gets scared. She thinks something is stalking her. She throws a rock back and the noise gets louder. Terrified, Coraline starts running. She sprints through the fog, heart pounding, trying to escape the unknown stalker. She stops at the top of a hill, out of breath. Suddenly, a black cat jumps out and hisses. Then, a weird figure on a bike, wearing a scary skeleton mask, crashes into her. This is Wybie. He takes off the mask. He's a nervous, talkative boy. He warns her, "My grandmother owns this house, and she never rents it to people with kids." He tells her it's dangerous, but Coraline thinks he is just weird. Coraline goes inside. Her mom is typing on a laptop, ignoring her. Her dad is typing in another room, looking like a zombie. The dad tells her to go count the windows and doors to keep her busy. While counting, she finds a small mysterious door painted over in the wall. She begs her mom to open it. Her mom finds a black key, cuts the paint, and opens it. It's blocked by bricks, a dead end. Coraline is disappointed. Later, Wybie leaves a package on the porch. It's the doll we saw in the intro. Coraline takes it. The doll looks exactly like her. She carries it everywhere. That night, they have dinner. The food looks disgusting, swamp green charred, and her dad serves it like slime. Coraline goes to bed angry. In the middle of the night, she hears a scratching sound. Little jumping mice appear. Coraline follows them down the hall. They go into the small door. This time, the bricks are gone. A colorful purple tunnel has opened up. Coraline crawls through it. She comes out the other side. It smells like roasted chicken. She walks into the kitchen and sees a woman who looks like her mother, but happier. She turns around and reveals black button eyes. This is the other mother. She is perfect. She cooks a massive feast. The other father sings a song written just for Coraline. Even Wybie is here, but his mouth is sewn into a permanent smile so he can't speak. Look at the contrast here. In the real world, Coraline is ignored and eats disgusting food. Here, she is the center of the universe. But there is something unsettling about this perfection. Even Wybie, who annoyed her by talking too much, is now silent. It's exactly what she wished for, and that's what makes it so strange. Coraline loves it. But when she goes to sleep in the other world, she wakes up back in her boring real bed. The next day, Coraline goes to visit the neighbors properly. First, Mr. Babinski. He tells her that his mice have a message. Do not go through the little door. He says the mice are afraid. Next, she visits Spink and Forcible downstairs. They are surrounded by dogs. They read her fortune and tea leaves and see a dark hand or danger. Coraline thinks they are just crazy old people and ignores them. Coraline keeps going back to the other world. She sees an amazing mouse circus performed by the other Babinski. Outside, she meets the real black cat, who can speak in this world. The cat warns her she wants something to love, something to eat. Coraline ignores him. Then comes the turning point. The fantasy ends. The other mother offers Coraline a gift to stay forever. Coraline opens the box and finds a needle and black button. The other mother smiles and says, "We just need to sew these into your eyes." Coraline is horrified. She refuses instantly, but instead of fighting, she tries to escape the only way she knows how. She runs to her bedroom and locks the door. She forces herself to sleep, thinking, "If I sleep, I will wake up back home like always." But when she opens her eyes the next morning, the room is still colorful. She is still in the other world. This is a terrifying moment. The rules have changed. Sleep is no longer an escape. Coraline realizes she is trapped. She runs downstairs to leave, but the other mother blocks the door. The illusion of the sweet mother completely disappears. The other mother gets angry. She grows taller and thinner. She is no longer a mother. She is a monster called the Beldam. As punishment for refusing to eat her snack and trying to leave, the Beldam grabs Coraline. She drags her down the hall and throws her into a dark mirror. Inside the mirror, Coraline meets 3 ghost children. They tell her the Beldam ate their lives and trapped their souls. They ask her to find their eyes. Suddenly, the other Wybie breaks her out. He sacrifices himself to help her escape. Coraline crawls back to the real world and locks the door. She thinks she is safe, but the house is empty. Her parents are missing. She waits all day, but they don't come back. Desperate and alone, she goes to visit the neighbors, Spink and Forcible. They haven't seen her parents, but they sense the danger. They break open an old candy jar and pull out a green stone with a hole in the middle. They tell her it's an adder stone and say, "Look through the stone, it might help." Coraline takes the stone and goes back to her apartment. Suddenly, the black cat appears. He leads her to the hallway mirror. There, she sees her parents shivering inside a snow globe. The Beldam has taken them. Now, Coraline has no choice. Armed with the stone, Coraline crawls back to the other world. She knows she cannot win by force. The black cat gives her a crucial piece of advice. She loves games. She won't refuse a challenge. Taking this advice, Coraline walks into the kitchen and proposes a deal. If she can find the 3 ghost eyes and her parents, everyone goes free. If she loses, she accepts the buttons. The Beldam agrees, confident she will win. Now, the scavenger hunt begins in a dying world. 1. The first eye. The garden. Coraline goes to the garden. It's no longer beautiful, it's gray and rotting. She finds the other father. He has transformed into a twisted pumpkin-like monster, riding a mechanical mantis. He attacks her, but he is crying. He whispers, "I don't want to hurt you. She's making me." Coraline realizes he is fighting the Beldam's control. She tricks the mantis into stepping on a weak bridge over the pond. The bridge breaks, and the machine falls into the water. Before he sinks, the other father gives her the first eye, which looks like a marble, sacrificing himself to help her. Next, she goes to the theater downstairs. She finds a giant, terrifying cocoon made of candy wrappers. Inside are the twisted versions of Spink and Forcible. Coraline uses the adder stone, the green stone, to look through the darkness. She sees the second eye glowing inside their hands like a pearl. She waits for the moment they open the cocoon to grab her. She snatches the eye quickly. The monsters try to bite her, but they collapse into a pile of empty candy wrappers. They were hollow all along. Finally, she goes upstairs to Mr. Babinski's apartment. The other Babinski tells her she will lose, but then he falls apart. He isn't a man. He is just a suit filled with rats. The lead rat has the third eye tied to its back. It starts running to escape. Coraline throws her stone at it, but she misses. The rat runs toward the door to give the eye to the Beldam. All seems lost, but suddenly, the cat jumps. He catches the rat and kills it instantly. He brings the dead rat to Coraline. She takes the third eye. She has won the game, or so she thinks. The world collapses into white nothingness. Coraline faces the Beldam, who is now a giant spider. She tricks her. She says the parents are behind the door. When the Beldam opens it, Coraline throws the cat at her face. She grabs the snow globe, where her parents are, and jumps into the tunnel, severing the Beldam's hand as she slams the door. Coraline is back. Parents are safe, but the metal hand follows her to the real world. It attacks her at the well. Wybie arrives on his bike and smashes the hand with a rock. They drop the hand and key into the well forever. The movie ends with a garden party. Coraline finally accepts her weird neighbors and her imperfect parents. She realizes that her boring life is actually beautiful. But why is this movie rated so highly? Why do audiences love it so much? It's because Coraline doesn't lie to us. Most children's movies are about finding a perfect dream world. This movie teaches the opposite. Be careful what you wish for. The other world offered perfection, but it was a trap. The real world is messy, boring, and frustrating, but it is real. Coraline is a hero not because she has superpowers, but because she was brave enough to reject a perfect lie and accept an imperfect truth. That is why this movie is a masterpiece. It reminds us that real love doesn't mean getting everything you want.